this is Ree here. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate all of you. All thanks to Kali Ma. Thank you so much for liking and subscribing. It really helps me a lot. Don't forget to check out my website, paradoxastrology.com. Book your consultation today. I can help you with anything. And if you would like more exclusive occult videos that I don't post on YouTube, consider subscribing to my Patreon. It also helps support this channel. Okay, let's get into this video. Let's talk about the new moon that will be happening in Scorpio on December 12th in the nakshatra Jyesta. So Jyesta translates into eldest or most senior. So this has a lot to do with police, military, the army. It's ruled by Mercury, which is actually in Sagittarius right now in Purva Ashada. It will be stationed and then turning retrograde the next day until January 1st. Purva Ashada translates into former invincible one or former unconquered. So that's why it has a lot to do with war and things of that nature. This is often associated with aggressive acts and it's fanning the flames. Mars will be in Scorpio combust, feeling that it's entitled to these violent acts and invasions. Ego will be at an all-time high as rules are broken due to selfishness. This nakshatra has to do with an authoritative position, an authority who is there to protect others, much like the police, what they're supposed to be, like a talisman, which is seen as a symbol. Now, the second symbol is the earring, which was worn by all kings of the past, big round earrings. The elites are using secret occult practices during this time against the masses. Mercury is in Purva Ashada, which is making them feel invincible. The king is the sun, and the sun is with Mars combust at this time. So the leaders are being hostile and combative. Deprivation, there's misuse of power and authority, and unnecessary vanity. The moon, which is the public, will be in a Papkatari Yoga, which means that it's going to be in between two malefics, which are the sun and Mars at this time. And it is the Lord of the ninth house, which is showing us that there's a challenge and a difficult time in the matters of the judiciary system, law, litigation, United Nations, world organizations, foreign affairs, police and trade, foreign shipping, import and export, navy, science, higher learning, such institutions, religious institutions, works, shipping, railroads, pilots of airplanes, ceremonies, rituals, horse racing, and travel agents. A lot of this will have to do with Mercury turning retrograde as well. Now, this new moon will be at 26 degrees, which is very close to the Gandanta point, which is also signaling a very large challenge. Now, the leaders will be using means and putting pressure onto the public, which is the moon, and they will be not protecting the people like they are supposed to be. This pressure is irrational and overblown as Rahu is at the Gandanta point aspecting this. Saturn is also aspecting this as well. So we have Rahu and Saturn. So Saturn is making the population feel stressed, anxious, overwhelmed, overworked, and leaders may feel the same way, but they're taking it out on the masses. And Saturn may feel emotionally isolated at this moment in its home or home life or internal emotions. Mars is a karaka of real estate and is the fourth house. Ketu is in Chitra, which is ruled by Mars in the 11th house, showing housing shortages. This stress can be due to work, career, health matters, as Jupiter is in retrograde in Ashwini, which is health, but also the markets. This could be due to debt, war, labor, or unemployment. Jupiter is aspecting Venus in the 12th house, which is immigration and homelessness. Jupiter and Venus can be used for positive ways, such as giving to charity at this time, as Venus will be in the 12th house. Become a servant, a protector of the less fortunate, as Jesta is the acts of compassion. Now, Venus is out of debilitation, because previously was in Virgo. So now we can access these emotions. Venus is also the guru of the Asuras. So you can use this placement in the 12th house to actually do shadow work on yourself. Make sure you turn towards courage and turn away from aggressive acts of revenge and thought, and use these and channel as the alchemist and change these into turning inwards. And you can use meditation in order to do that. With Saturn in the fourth house aspecting Mars, this can cause weather disasters where there's actually fatalities, where the masses are not informed or protected by the government or the civil servants. National disasters, floods, earthquakes, and this can also cause strikes by civil servants. Indra is the main god of Jesta, which means the celestial drop. It's the rain god, also known in ancient Greece as Thor. So that's why we could see a lot of weather disasters involving the water element. Saturn is also conjunct Mars in the Sagittarius Navamsha. Now, when we have Saturn and Mars together, this causes some conflicts, and some of these conflicts also will have to do with family concerns and interests, because this pada is concerned with financial affairs as well. It can go from one extreme to the other when it comes to financial affairs. A lot can actually come out. A lot of secrets can be leaked through this pada, and these secrets can involve the health industry. Generosity is seen here, very prominent. So like I was saying, it's a good time to give, to help others, and to protect those who are less fortunate. Now, I also see issues regarding money because Mercury is illuminating this being in the Leo Navamsha with Gilika. Gilika is likened to Saturn because it is the son of Saturn. So Mercury is the lord of the 8th and the 11th house and the 2nd house in the Leo Navamsha. So this could also have to do with pensions, social security, war, and national disasters. Now, the sun and the moon will be in Aquarius Navamsha, and Venus will also be in Aquarius Navamsha as well. This pada gives a strong humanitarian instinct and allows you to beneficially protect society. But because of the placements of this sun and the moon with Mars so close by, this is not occurring. The underprivileged and the underdogs are not being protected like they should. But it gives a lot of research for science and mysticism. So you can use this energy for that, for occult knowledge and for your spiritual pursuits to transmute this type of energy. There could also be some issues within the family as well. There's also an energy of bizarre sexual encounters. So these sexual encounters must be monitored as Rahu is at the Gadanta point and Revati in the 5th house. We must protect children at all costs. Many pedos are being exposed right now, and many children are being affected. This is something that I'm noticing a lot in the media. So us as adults, we must be there to protect children at all costs, because Rahu is also in the Pisces Navamsha, which can show hidden child abuse. I've noticed that a lot of pedos actually have Rahu in Revati. And I'm not saying that everyone who has Rahu in Revati does. This is just one of the placements that I've noticed. Now, Jupiter is in the 6th house in the Cancer Navamsha, and this can give you knowledge to heal any health issues that you maybe were having and can give you a cure for them once Jupiter turns direct on December 28th. Because Ashwini has to do with healing the impossible, turning the old young again, the dead back to life, and giving cures for diseases that you thought were uncurable. I suggest using Ayurveda. Natural cures will definitely help you at this time. Let's look at the countries. Now, the US, this is going to be happening in the 12th house. So this is about war and losses, enemies. This is about displaced people, the homeless, orphans of war, wounded people, military hospitals, hospitals in general, labor unions, criminals, organized crime, charitable organizations, foreign lands. So this could be affecting also children and education and the entertainment industry. So Ketu is currently conjunct natal Saturn in the 10th house undergoing Shawtee. Now, what happened last time we had this Ketu Saturn conjunction? Hurricane Katrina. Now, I see another event occurring early next year that is similar to that. But there could be something that occurs during this time where people don't feel protected. Now, This will be happening in Canada's 8th house. This is the cabinet of the Prime Minister or advisor to the Prime Minister. This is the public debt, foreign debt, trading, stock markets, legacies, scientific organizations, discoveries, business related to insurance, companies, pensioners, social security benefits, and a risk to people through war or natural disasters. This will affect the country as a whole, children, education, entertainment, and the homeland. India, this will be in its 7th house, conjunct by sign, Ketu. This can denote war, violence at the worst, causing a lot of trouble to enemy, sudden events, accidents, secret plots, sudden success, or failure. This could be assassinations, wounds, sudden mishaps, persecution, imprisonment, severe penalties and punishment, deception, fire, sinful habits. This will be involving the homeland, agriculture, weather disasters, and could involve any kinds of transport, such as accidents involving transport. Now, the professions that this will include are all police professions, government officials, administrative posts of all kinds, radio, television, news readers, talk show hosts, actors, firemen, trade unions, occultists. That could be black magicians as well, detectives, mafia, police, naval professions, forest rangers, military in general, army, people who care for older people, manual labor, athletes, telecommunication, air traffic controllers, and surgeons. So these professions will be the ones that are affected the most. That's just a little bit about what I see. I thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate all of you, and I'll see you in the next one.